Welcome live to my show. It's just gone 2 p.m. Eastern. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the evening on this Monday, the 21st of November 2022. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to this channel so far. 192 of you have subscribed to this channel. I mean, that's 192 people now watch this channel. So thank you very much for watching. Even though I think one of you just subscribed recently without actually seeing me live. So thank you so much for tuning in if this is your first time watching the channel. This was touch and go Congo because yesterday I was under the weather. So you probably noticed on my social media, if you do follow me on my social media, you'll realize that it was a bit different, the advertising. Usually I have a down arrow with telling people to click on the link. I usually have a youtube.com/Edward Fowler. That was not on the advertisement. That was me because I was trying to do it on my mobile device and I couldn't find a YouTube logo to use. So that was all fun. But we made some advertisement happen and the show goes on here today. So please welcome along, without further ado, a great guest who I've been trying to get on the show for years, and I've only got him on the show eventually. Kongo Kong is here this evening. If I can just get him on your screen. He's turned his camera off, but there you should be able to see him. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, very well. Much better than I was yesterday and this morning. So, doing okay. How is life where you are?
Can't complain. I mean, it's not snowing too terribly or anything. So yeah, life is good so far. I'm alive. Today's another day above ground. So there's
Yes.
that.
Yes, most definitely. And again, for some reason, sometimes on this YouTube, because what happens is when they update YouTube, and they don't tell me there's people watching anymore for some reason. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So I do apologize. If you're tuning in, if you want to leave a question for Kongo Kong, please do, because this is a live chat, a live conversation. So this is absolutely 100% live. It's not a pre-record or anything like that. So if you are watching, tune in, leave a question. I will answer it. I will ask it to Kongo and see what his response are. But you know, you've had quite the year this year, haven't you, Kongo? And you know, I want to know firstly, what's been some of your highlights of 2022 so far? Because it's been like the first proper year since the pandemic.
Yeah, being able to get back into Canada and do some international work again. Flying, being a little more comfortable taking flights to different places to do shows. Um, getting to get my students out, and getting them work and teaching them the ropes and just traveling the country with them and having a good time, making friends along the way.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it? Making friends along the way, making lifelong buddies and lifelong friendships. Because you were telling me the other day, you've been doing this now for over 20 years. And you don't
Yes.
look, you've been doing it for 20 odd years. You see, you do like maybe 15 or 60 because you're a perfectionist as well, aren't you? And you make sure that you do everything down to the T, which is very important. And, that's why you look younger than you are.
Well, I don't know about perfectionist, but yeah, I like things decent and in order.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, that's my opinion. I want to stay on your good books. I don't want you flying to Manchester and beating me up.
Hopefully, I can fly to Manchester one day. England's one of the places that has managed to elude me.
Really?
Um,
Well, you should come over
yeah,
here.
give me a second. My camera's upside down.
No worries. Well, he's fixing that. There we go. That's better. Uh, there we go.
I was wondering why I was looking up over the tablet instead
Gotcha.
of looking directly at the camera.
No worries. Either way, it looked perfectly fun on our end anyway. But if you do have questions, there's 6 of you watching this, so make sure you do ask your question because this might be the last time you might see Kongo Kong live on a live show this year. So you better get your questions in because The latest XCF show came out today on IWTV. I quickly watched that, and I can't wait to discuss a certain interesting thing that's happened on that show with you in a few minutes' time. But before we get there, though, you mentioned about England being on your top list of performing in front of. Well, you should definitely come over here. Maybe you should get XCF to invade Manchester, UK, or any other promotion you know of who need to come over here.
Yeah, definitely. XCF to me has the talent pool to do it for sure. So I mean, yeah, if something like that can get worked out, let's work it.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? But I mean, even in like XCF, maybe just you and a few of your guys hopped on a flight over here. That'd be quite fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Never say never. Um, there's been a lot of championships you've won and lost over the years. Is there still many which you're wanting to win, which you've never had the chance to as of yet?
Um, hmm. Other than like a championship at a major company, I really, as far as the independent scene goes, I've really kind of ran my course of championships. Don't get me wrong, I still love the honor of being able to represent a company, but really, I guess unless it's like a major television championship, it's not like on my bucket list to get any kind of any company's belt on the indies anyway.
Right. Okay. Okay. I mean, there's no belts which are making you to go after to win. Then no, none at all. Because a lot of new
When I
championships, popping up every year nowadays, isn't there? The hunting for glory.
Yeah. I heard there's this Twitch championship that's going around though. I'm kind of interested in.
Interesting. Okay. Do you know who is the current champion? You want to lay down a challenge, do you? Here today.
Um, no, I don't need to do it today. I'm just I want to see where he pops up that I am, and then I'll let him know that he might be in trouble.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I wonder which championship belt he's talking about then here today. Hopefully time will tell. Hopefully we might see some announcement come out about that on a certain Twitch champion Facebook page or Instagram page or YouTube page, wherever they do their business. But let's talk about as well. I want to know, how did you get yourself involved with of the reunion of XCF then?
I was approached by Shane Mercer to be on his show, and he thought that Dan Moff and I would be an excellent matchup, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It was definitely a good experience, and it's good to see a lot of old faces from that area that I hadn't seen in a while.
So did you work the XCF shows back in the day, or brand new to you?
Brand new to me. If I remember correctly, XCF was basically in the middle of Kentucky,
Right.
and it was a reboot. Kind of after Shane is established himself as really one of the top independent talents in the world, and why he's not on TV yet, I have zero clue. Um, and he kind of wanted to do a reunion show of sorts of his old Fed, and so that included not only the old XCF guys, but also a lot of the other talent from around the country, um, mixed in with that.
Gotcha. That's quite good. We do have a comment come in. By the way, this is live, so this is now you know it's live now because of the comment came in, Congo. Not a question. So it's a nice, easy one for you. It's coming from Wendy Melton. Good name, I like that name. Not a question, just a comment. Kongo Kong has so many young fans. My granddaughter loves him. It's awesome that he is working to bring the young wrestlers into the industry. Kudos to you, sir, says Wendy Melton.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be able to do it because when I started, it was a lot harder to get into this business. So now with the the roles kind of reversed and it being very easy. Um, I am appreciative of the ones who are willing to sit and listen to me because I mean, honestly, they can go just about anywhere and just end up being, a professional wrestler. But as we know, it takes a lot more time and skill and effort than just, showing up somewhere and saying, "Hey, I'm a pro wrestler." You know,
No, I get that. I get that, and you're helping to break down the to break down the way of how people can enter the business as well, which is quite good to see, and to give more young people and to give 'em more opportunities and give them a chance, a different life chance, because many people say all the time that they could be doing crimes, etc., getting to getting mixed in with the bad people of society, but by allowing more opportunities for them to go into this path, it helps them to not get into the bad things of life.
correct. Yeah, that's it's important. It's for me, wrestling is or coaching wrestling, I should say, is more than just about wrestling. It's actually a lot of life applications along with it. You instill confidence, you instill belief in oneself, and you develop brotherhoods, lifelong relationships that would not exist if it weren't for this, business that we call pro wrestling. So um, I love it, and I love the idea that I can, take some young minds and bodies and mold them into great wrestlers,
Yeah,
great entertainers.
yeah, most definitely. And who's been some of the standouts for you so far? Then who you've helped to train and to bring in over the years?
Let's see. There's Anthony Toatelli, um, Mark Vandy. God, there's a long list. Um, I got
Go, get some plugs.
a new kid named Eric Surge that looks really promising. I got CFR who is 17, but I think once he fully develops, there will be no stopping him. He has all the potential in the world, and it's just a matter of just getting him to that point. Um, Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle the fifth and his tag team partner Dustin Mack, collectively known as the Entitled. My legit spoiled ass brats, who I often want to punch in the face, but you know, it is what it is. I refrain.
Uh, well, some good lists there, and of course we've had on the PWA champion a few months ago on the show, Isaiah Moore. What do you make of him?
I love Isaiah. I just saw him this weekend, as a matter of fact, and I actually have to get some gear ready for him. Really good guy, really um, hungry for the business. Very athletic, very passionate, good dude, and he has spent his time learning, and he is still learning. So um, I'm excited to see where his career goes. Hopefully, one of these companies will take a harder look at him and stop dwelling on some of the current issues that they have. We'll say.
Okay. Speaking of Isaiah Moore, is he still got his group with him? With Nate Cobain and Devon Fly. He does.
Yep,
See,
yep, they were there.
worst
I,
mistake going there by having those guys doing his dirty work. I can't wait until they attack him.
yeah, I mean, I got the opportunity to train with him this weekend, so I beat some sense into him for a little
Good,
while. We'll see how long it lasts.
good. Did he mention about me? Did he mention about this show?
No, 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 nothing came up,
That's
but
interesting.
yeah, I mean, I didn't know that you had him on, honestly. Otherwise, I would have brought it up to him.
Oh really? What would you have said to him?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Like,
Okay.
hey, how's that Edward Fowler guy? Is he any good? How are his questions? He's not going to try to catch me up on anything, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. There is a lot of people watching this, so if you are watching this, you want to leave a comment, like good old Wendy did, then get in contact with us because I will ask him the question for you. You can use the hashtag the EF show on Twitter or just by like chatting on YouTube chat. We will ask the question, as you saw a moment ago. Wendy got her question answered like that. Fast as a quick as a wrist ball. You mentioned about going back to Canada. How was Canada for you this year, and did you go far?
I went to Niagara Falls a couple times, and it was awesome. It was great to see my friends after what was it, 2 almost 3 years of not
Yeah,
seeing them because they were a lot more strict about opening up than we were, and it was like jumping through hoops to even get across the border. You had to make sure you're vaccinated, and you had to have a place to go just in case you got stuck or something like that. And now I guess you don't have to do that anymore. It's been lifted, and so we don't have to
good.
go through so many hoops. But looking forward to heading back there. I'm supposed to go to Toronto tomorrow actually for a show.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, nice long trip, nice long day trip, mind you. Um, that I'm looking forward to, and then back to Niagara again on the 3rd of December. So
Very busy 2 weeks earlier, don't you? We're going back to Canada. How
right,
far is it from you to Toronto? Is it quite far away?
it's about 8 hours,
Wow.
three almost 400 miles, I believe.
Crikey. Are you flying there or are you going by car?
Driving,
You're
driving. I
driving.
wish
Are
I
you
could
going
fly,
with
but
anybody?
no, it'll be just me this time.
Wow. Wow. Well, hopefully you have a safe car travel anyway, and hopefully you get there and back in one piece. And where can the lovely people of Canadian people can find you then tomorrow night?
Um, that's a good question. It is, I believe it's a private show. It's a company that does a lot of parties and bar mitzvahs
Okay.
and celebrations up there. And they call me every now and again and say, "Hey, we're having a show on some random day during the week." And I'm like, "All right, I'll be there."
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause I'm pretty sure it's Monday today. So I was thinking, are you sure? Are you sure there's a
Yeah.
show tomorrow? Cause I quite surprised. I thought for a moment, and is it only Friday already? Have I been out for a whole week? Okay, that's good to know. Glad it's not Friday. Well, I wish it
Right.
was, but it's not yet. But I guess we've got 4 days to go. It is Monday, which is the main thing then. Let's talk about XCF. And you got invited to go into the show by Shane. And what was the atmosphere like ahead of the show?
Um, it was, I guess typical show. You get there and you see some people you haven't seen in a while, and you say hey and hug them and talk to them, and then you go about getting dressed and getting ready for the show.
Did you meet anybody new when you were there?
Yeah, I met quite a few people, like all the XCF guys. They
Oh
were all
yeah.
brand new, and there were some guys that I've never been on shows before with, that I got the chance to meet. Don't ask me names because I'm horrible with that.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I was going to
faces
ask
I
you,
can
but it
remember.
doesn't matter. I was going to ask you, but
Faces
it
I
doesn't matter.
remember, but names are terrible.
You have to see their
You should ask
faces,
my
don't you?
students about that.
You got to see their face before you can point to her face.
Yeah. Yep. Um, you should ask my students about that. Like whenever somebody new comes in town, they'll tell me their name, and I start calling them every other name until I come up with one that sticks, and it's usually not their actual name.
That's hilarious. I got to ask you as well because it's like bit of a reunion of sorts between yourself and your manager who came with you. Nobody knew who was going to be at the show. How did you persuade him to come back?
I didn't have to. It was set up by Shane Mercer. He wanted it. He remembered back when the old IWA Mid South days when we were a tandem, and how great it was, and just how well the fans responded to us. and he wanted to bring it back and see, if we could kindle some of that magic. And the awesome part is that sometimes it's like riding a bike. You just really don't forget how to do it once you learn.
Yeah, most definitely get you there. And again, it came across very well in the match. It's like you guys had no time off. The chemistry was right there the moment you hit it off for the first time. How many years had it been since you two guys were on the same side as each other?
I think I want to say right around 2014,
Oh
2015.
wow!
At
Well, you
least that
couldn't
was the
tell.
year that I won. Yeah, that was the year that I won the Ted Petty Invitational. So yeah, it's been that long because he stopped being my manager right before then.
Gotcha. Well, either way, you couldn't tell there's been any break between that because you two just you just wrote it off like you guys never been away from each other.
That's the great part about professional wrestling and being around other professionals. Especially ones that you do click with, that you do have chemistry with. A lot of times you can go in there and it's not so much a paint by numbers situation, but you can just go in there and create art, while you're in the ring.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Of course, we got to mention as well that the show from 2 weeks ago on Friday from XCF is now actually on IWTV. Obviously, the promoter of that show knew that Kongo Kong was going to be on the show today, so obviously he had to put it up because we'll be talking about the event. So thank you very much for acknowledging the fact that Kongo Kong will be on this show today by uploading the XCF show on IWTV. So if you've not already watched it, if you couldn't make it to the show, check it out because it's a great show, fantastic matches, and your match was very unique as well, I got to say. How did you prep for the match, and were you expecting to have a tough opponent?
Yeah, I've wrestled Dan Moss before, and I've known of him and known him for years now, and the guy's amazing. He's 52 years old, believe it or not, and
Oh
looks like he
wow.
does. It's incredible. Um, and he's ridiculously strong, and he knows what he's doing. He's got a great mind for the business, and really it was just a matter of just kind of being in my zone, being in the Kong zone.
Yeah.
When I go there, mountains seem to crumble. So
Yeah, most definitely.
that was kind of the.
Um, Now I don't want to spoil the match, by the way, but let's just say how can I word it? You you seem to stand tall over Dan, and your manager decides to bring a steel chair into play. Um, what was all that about? Why did he want you to add insult to injury for?
Well, Dan had a moment of rage because the crowd wasn't cheering for him; they were actually cheering for me. And so Dan Moff thought it would be okay to stomp on my manager's hands. And so my manager said, "Hey, Kong, take him out for breaking my hand." And so that's what I was gonna do. But these referees, these young referees, they get out there and they think that they own you and they can push you around and do whatever they want because they're wearing stripes. They're the authority, they say. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't happen, of
No, it
course.
didn't happen because what happened instead was this. We can see on your TV now is the referee arguing with you, and then you tell him to raise his hand, and the next minute you actually then decide to give him a choke slam from hell or to hell, whatever you want to say. And then your manager comes in and raises your hand for you. But then it doesn't end there, though, does it, Conga? Because your manager then tells you to do this as well. So there you see raising his hand, and then he tells you to, I guess, rip his shirt off or something, and then we see you wipe your base pin on it, and then whip it back down to him, and then you can see your manager then tosses it out right over somewhere, and then next minute we see you dragging his lifeless body through the ropes and out the ring he goes like he's a piece of garbage. What was all that about, Congo? Why did you do that to that poor guy?
He had it coming. He'd been lipping off to me the entire match, pushing me around, talking about how he's the authority, not have to listen to what he says. And I mean, at the end of the day, Kongo Kong doesn't really have to listen to anybody. He only listens to the people that he chooses to listen to. And yeah, if a referee, if a zebra gets in the way, I guess a lion will eat a zebra.
Yeah, that's interesting. And did that guy have a six pack? By the way, were you a bit jealous maybe because you had a great chest? Did he have a good chest or not? Is that why you ripped his shirt off?
Who? The referee?
Yeah, is that why you ripped
Nah,
the shirt off to see if he had a six pack or not?
nah, I ripped the shirt off because he doesn't deserve the authority. That's why I ripped his
Why?
shirt
Okay,
off.
I get you. I get you. And then
I don't
when you
care
came
about
out the
him.
ring, which we don't really have good angle of, you kick his bum or something. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to make sure he was dead, so I checked him on the way out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And have you been suspended? Have you been fined after this?
No,
No,
nope,
nothing at all. Nothing at all. Because I guess
nothing
that
at all.
means it's extreme, isn't it? Hence, X means extreme, and they don't care. I guess if you sign a contract, anything can happen.
It can. I think it's just important that referees remember their place.
Yeah,
You're there to call balls and stripes. Don't
yeah,
get too frisky about it.
yeah. Most definitely. Hopefully, he won't be refereeing your match at the next show, or hopefully, you might not decide to show up to the next show, whenever it might be. If there is a next show of XCF, 'cause I don't think he wants to get in your way after that. Maybe, hopefully, he might have, you know, been taught a lesson by you.
Let's hope. We'll see though.
We will see, indeed. Um, and then we want to say as well, what was going through your mind after the show? And what did that guy come after you to say what was that for, or did he say I'm going to get you fined, or was he still out cold after you left the show?
Yeah, no, he once he I guess once he came to, he jetted, he grabbed his stuff and he left. And I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't come and ask me you know, why did I piss you off after I know why I pissed you off, you know. So yeah, he got up and left, and we'll see if he has the guts to bring himself back next time. And well, we'll see who which match he draws next time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make sure I'm in it.
Okay. Okay, I like the teasers here on this edition. I like that. Okay. Uh, right. So, let's move on, Shari, to because you were on Impact Wrestling for a few months back a few years ago. You did make it on Congo on UK TV, believe it or not. So many of our UK fans may never have heard of you before a few years ago. I already knew who you were from your time on the Independents, but I mean, it was so great to see you on a national TV program being shown, not just in the US, but in India and over here as well. Did you feel that was some great exposure, and do you ever think that you may get on another big TV show again?
Um, yeah, it was great exposure. I think there were things about it that could have happened better or been better, turned out better, whatever. But overall, it's nothing that I would trade. It's an experience I wouldn't trade for anything. And I mean, the hope is to possibly get on somebody's television show. But the thing I'm noticing now is that the wrestling that I grew up loving, um, is now no more. Now it's this fast paced, almost like a fight scene from a karate movie type wrestling, as opposed to where two guys just get in there and fight. And I'm used to that let's fight and let's struggle, for this match to see who the actual winner is. And there's a lot of um, flipping and flying, and sometimes, I mean, it can be cool, but I don't think everything has to have a flip to it. At some point you just have to be tough and go in there and be able to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Well, as I say, it's modern wrestling nowadays, and as I say, the times have moved on, so should we, but I do get where you're coming from. However, I do prefer the ruthless era, and of course, the late 90s and early 2000s style wrestling. It was so great, wasn't it? Even though I wasn't really around in the 90s to see it, but the early 2000s, I can remember better of a time where it wasn't too fast. It was still slow and steady than it is nowadays with all these fast moves and everybody's selling them, or when you do other people's finishers, they don't actually get the victory anymore. When 20 years ago, that same person would have got the victory. But hey-ho, it is what it is. That's why people watch XCF and many other shows, because it brings them back to the 90s or the 2000s, or a time where it's not too flip and fast or flip and floppy style wrestling.
Where people sell.
Yeah.
Selling is good.
There you go. Like you did to that poor guy the other week. You made sure he sold. But yeah, please let us know where people can find you on social media, because we've been showing it on and off the screen throughout the show so far. But you are on Facebook, Kongo Kong. I don't know the last bit of that. Oasis. Iris. Sorry, Iris. There you go. And then on Twitter it's Real Kongo Kong, and then on Instagram it is Kongo
Cyrus. Yeah,
78.
Same name. 78. Yeah. Osiris was my name before I was blessed with the Kongo Kong character. Yeah, catch me on there. Feel free to shoot me a message if you're looking for if you're a wrestler and you're looking for wrestling gear. I can probably help you out there. If you are somewhere in the middle part of the United States, near Indiana, I guess. And you need a trainer. If you need a trainer, then I can do that as well.
Or if you need somebody to knock out a ref, he can also do it as well.
Or if you just want to converse with me and not be weird, I'm down for that. So feel free to get a hold of me on any of those avenues. As much as I can, I try to answer and reply and whatever, and keep myself available for people.
Yeah, absolutely does, and he's a great talent for that, and one of a kind. And maybe you should make some gear for that guy. Maybe you can give him a present to say, "I'm sorry for hurting you. Here's my gift to you. Merry Christmas." But I mean, of course, you're in Indiana, not too far from where Pat McAfee is. Have you ever bumped into Pat McAfee?
I have not. I would love to. That would be awesome.
Really? I'm surprised by that. You live in Indiana. He lives in Indiana. How come you guys have never crossed paths before?
Because unfortunately, I don't know everybody in Indiana.
Well, you should do. You should know we're in Indiana, and everyone should know who you are.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah, in theory, yeah, you're right there. Yeah, in theory, they should do. Yeah, absolutely. But let's talk about this as well, because we got things to do. So, of course, the UK is your goal to come to. Is that something you're hoping to accomplish then next year?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as it can happen, sooner the better, because I am getting old, and
Well, you don't look old.
I don't look old. No, I don't look like what I've been through. But yeah, I appreciate that. I still get carded every now and again, and a lot of people think I look like I'm pushing 30 as opposed to 43, which is what I am.
Really? Well, that's good, because you've still got 20 years left or something like that. So, 20 more years of Kongo Kong. I can't wait to see that.
All right.
Yeah, don't you retire yet, Kongo Kong? Not until we meet.
the good thing is I know how to wrestle, so I can have some longevity.
There
The
you go.
24 years that I've had in the business so far, I didn't get there by doing every manner of crazy thing that I could do to try to get some attention on myself. So, I mean, for me, it was better to have a longer career than to have like a flash in the pan, bright, career like I see a lot of these guys.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you don't do that. I'm glad you're still here today, and you need to come and stay alive and stay wrestling for another 20 years until you're 65 or 67. Like the Sting, or as long as your body can do so, of course. But it would be great to see you still doing your thing at 67 and looking like you're in your 40s. So that'd be quite good.
Yeah, let's hope that's the case.
Yeah, you got to. You got to keep these people in line. You got to keep these wrestlers and staff members in line, especially that one guy from XCF. You got to keep him in line for 20 odd years to come. Any merch? Can people find you on any merch? Can you can they buy your T-shirts online, or do they come out to a physical show to buy your merch?
Um, Yeah, it's easiest to catch me at a show, but I also make my own merch. So if you wanted a t-shirt, yeah, hit me up and we can talk about that or 8x10s or um
What's your going weight? What's your going weight? Like, what does it start from? The prices,
oh, my
does
rates.
it vary?
I was like, how dare you ask me what's my weight?
No, I meant for your merch. Like, what's your starting price for your merch? That's all.
The 8x10 autograph signed posters are $10 and the t-shirts are 25.
Not bad, not bad. There you go. So buy your Kongo Kong merch today. By either going out to a show where Kongo Kong is on, or either by, I'm guessing, inboxing you.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's something we didn't know about. But yeah, thank you again, Kongo Kong, for coming on the show. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and what can we expect from you in 2023 then? Any plans?
Um, Really just kind of just stay the course, and keep doing what I'm doing and trying to help out the young people and seeing what else opens up. You know, Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. We have another comment coming. So this is live show, people. You're too scared to write a comment. This person's put a comment in. The Jake Braddock, if that's how you pronounce it, says, proud to call Da Monster my pops, my trainer, and one hell of a gear maker.
Yes. Yeah, Jake is one of my kids. Um, he actually travels 4.5 hours, I believe, from the Lexington, Kentucky area to come up here to train with us.
Wow.
And a lot of times he'll get here after training starts, and like I feel bad because everybody's ready to go at a
Yeah.
certain time, and I'm like, all right, we got to stay a little bit longer for Jake. But yeah, like I love the idea that he's so enthusiastic about it, and he still wants to learn and he wants to spend time learning from me, and that's an incredible thing, and I'm proud to call him my kid. So there's that.
But that is quite cool that you do wait until he comes before starting the class, which is very cool to see, and then staying later as well to make sure that he gets enough time and that nobody starts first and then finishes early before anybody else does. So I do like where you all start at the same time and you all finish at the same time as well.
Right, right.
It's quite good to
Well,
see.
no, I take that back because
Okay.
we'll start, but when he gets there, however long it takes him to get there,
Yeah.
we'll go a little longer, and the other kids can use the extra work anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No one moans at you saying, oh, come on, Kong, give us a night off. Come on, Kong, let us finish early.
There might be one or two that are like, oh, I have a long drive, I have to be up early in the morning, but I just tell them to suck it up. They'll be all right.
Another comment's come in from Vernon Willis Jr. saying, amazing human being and coach. I have learned so much from Kongo Kong. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay, because you're very quiet then. I thought, oh,
Yeah, because he's a little bit in the doghouse. I don't know if you can see it, but I got a cut underneath my eye.
let's just have a look. Hang on one moment. We'll just turn that off. Okay, yeah, show us now.
I have a hole in my lip. You see this cut right here,
Hey,
and then
yes.
there's this hole in my lip,
Oh,
and it was
yes.
from training this weekend. He got a little overzealous and uh, made a move when he shouldn't have, and it ended up hurting me. But he's the kid I was talking about that has the great. I don't want to say greatest amount of potential, but he has a crazy amount of potential, and I would say look out for him. He's a heck of an athlete, um, and he's getting the business, quicker than a lot of people do.
Well, that's
Um,
good.
and so I'm looking forward to his progress and seeing where he goes and where life takes him. So yeah,
Yeah, well, that's good. Looking forward to that. And Wendy's just put in saying that I know who it is too. Lol.
do what?
Wendy said, I know who it is too. Lol. regarding, oh God. Regarding, I don't want to start blocking people there, but that's the one point. Regarding Vernon's comments there, because you all went very quiet, so I didn't know if you knew who it was or not. So at least I clarified everything, and hopefully you get your revenge on Vernon as well. Maybe you've got to teach him the same lessons you taught that referee from XCF, not to mess with Kongo Kong.
Yeah, yeah. He got a couple bag tags already. Um, he's probably got maybe a black eye and a couple punches to the throat coming too. So, you know, we're embroiled in a bitter feud at this point too. So that definitely will add um to the realism, you can say.
Yeah, most definitely. I wonder if anyone in our chat actually recognizes that referee. I wonder if anybody actually knows that guy because I'm sure he spent some time in the hospital with Vernon after Kongo Kong were finished with them. But you mentioned about your plans for next year. You mentioned earlier on about championship bouts you're interested in maybe inquiring, which you never hold before. You mentioned about a certain trust championship. You mentioned about that. You also mentioned about how you wanted to give your trainers, the people you help train and see take their careers to Rocket, to the Rocket place of where they may end up on national TV. Do you ever think that you mentioned this briefly before that you ever get another opportunity or maybe appearing on an AEW or even Impact Wrestling again? Or do you think that maybe that ship has sailed for you?
I don't know that it's sailed, but like again, the way wrestling is going, they probably would feel like they didn't have a place for my character, which is fine. I'd be open to switching it up, but I mean, also I just don't work that quick pace. And
But your character's more like slow and steady. Bit like it be like more of a monster kind of look. This is perfect for your character. Who said you need to be quick and fast?
well, no, I get it, but you have to. I enjoy the art of selling.
Yeah.
The fact that I can punch somebody and they can stay down, for a good little while. Because let's face it, if you actually punch somebody, they shouldn't be getting back up right away.
You don't know. Yeah. Come on then, because they want to see it before.
So so the background noise, as always, we love background noise on this show. I don't know I don't know if that was picked up or not. If it was,
Yeah, no, I
apologies.
heard it.
Anyway, so that's proper Mancunian talk for you there. But before we wrap this up though, I agree with you there. But I mean, you do some top rope moves. You do some great selling of your face. When you get all monstrous. So I don't want to be in the ring at the same time as you are when you are angry. But we wish you the best. We hope you have a good Christmas and we hope you have a good New Year. Do stay on the phone though. But if you enjoyed the episode of Kongo Kong, then make sure to give it a like on YouTube. Share it all around. Tell them all about Kongo Kong. Tell them about why he is the monster beast of Indiana and beyond. Maybe he might be a new champion in the new year. Maybe he might become a Twitch champion for a certain company. Who knows? But one thing for certain, though, which is 100% completely true, leave a comment in the comment section below, like our YouTube chat live viewers have done so. Leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the interview, let us know any future questions you may have for Kongo Kong. And as well, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We've got 192 subscribers. We're only 8 away from 200. Can you help us to get to 200 subscribers? I hope you can. And until the next episode drops, whenever that might be, enjoy the rest of your Monday night. And I must have to say, though, England will beat the USA in the World Cup. That's not a spoiler. That's not a prediction. That is going to happen. Take my word for it. Cha-cha for now.